All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the September 22nd, 2022 Helm Weekly Developer Call. As a reminder, this is a CNCF project, so please abide by CNCF Code of Conduct guidelines. We have a few agenda items. Mark, do you want to start with announcements on behalf of Matt Farina?
Yeah, Helm 3.10 was released yesterday. Thank you, Matt Farina, who can't make it today, it seems, but this is good news. And the next release of Helm 3. Well, the next minor release, 3.11 is planned for the new year, January 18th. Maybe I should mention also that, patch releases will continue monthly as we usually do, following our release policy.
I'm just going to put that in the notes.
Oh, you could go ahead. I'll do it.
Okay, great. Okay, so next is our discussion section, which is mostly me. So first, so basically CNCF does what are essentially what they call online programs. And basically it's their program that they run that includes things like live webinars, live streams, on-demand webinars and whatnot. And so Helm, as a graduated project, can sign up for live streams. So right now what's open is October to December. So this upcoming quarter. So I just wanted to see if we wanted to do a live stream. These I think go on, I think they're like basically dialogues with maybe like a CNCF ambassador, and this gets streamed directly to Twitch live, and then I assume it's recorded and then posted on like the probably like the CNCF Twitch account and then maybe the YouTube account. But it's not meant to be like a slide deck presentation. It's more meant to be like demos and conversations. So just wanted to check and see if there was anything for the next upcoming quarter that was that would work kind of in that format. Like I said, the signups are now open, but it would be from October to December. So if anyone has any ideas, like I don't know if we want to like continue doing like kind of what we've been doing lately with regards to like getting more people to do PR reviews. That is an idea. If there's anything else we want to demo, we can do that. So think about it. If you have an idea now, let me know. These are kind of just always happening, but we haven't necessarily jumped on it. So even if it's something beyond December and like into next year, we can also kind of start thinking about that as well. Does anyone have questions?
I've done a couple of these streams for our open source, so I'm happy to answer any questions about format and how it works. And then if
you did the live
like,
stream?
Yeah, we've done a couple CNCF live streams as for our Fairwinds open source. So I'm familiar with the format and how it works, but I don't have any Helm specific ideas at the moment.
Okay, cool. All right, well, like I said, if anyone has ideas, feel free to just ping me or drop them into notes and tag me. Next discussion item is also mine. Just that like we're gonna have a Helm Project Pavilion booth at KubeCon. They still haven't confirmed it, but I'm pretty sure we will just have the PM shift. So it's the second half of every day. So exact details to come with regards to like location, but I did make a sign up sheet for like the schedule. So I've split our shifts into 2 shifts each day, just so that no one's stuck there for too long. But yeah, if you're available to help out at KubeCon, we would love to have you. You don't have to be a maintainer, like as long as you're involved with the project at the contributor level, or just even, you know, somewhere in the community, we'd love to have you. I'm going to work on getting Helm jackets for our staffers. So yeah, please sign up if you can help. Would really appreciate it. And then if anyone has any questions, again, let me know. And then, okay, the next 2 are like more or less related. Basically, I am working on getting YXX Hero. I'm working on getting them into a maintainer role for the Helm project repo because they volunteered to help review Chinese stocks, and we do have some translations there. And actually, just wanted to mention this in case people missed this on a few calls or on, yeah, I think we had this call maybe like a month ago at this point, but basically there was also discussion around doing, I guess, traditional Chinese docs versus simplified Chinese docs. And I mentioned this before with regards to, yeah, they're like demographics in Asia that like function with simplified Chinese versus traditional. So I think it does make sense to actually have two different sets because if you know traditional, you can't read simplified necessarily. If you know simplified Chinese, you can't necessarily read traditional. So this volunteer has offered to help with both. So I'm in the process of gathering votes, and I did have a question about just like the documentation says to gather votes via a private mailing list, or yeah, a private maintainer list. But Bridget has said that I, based on what they've done in the past, sounds like I can just ping people, because I was just gonna email individuals. I don't think we have access to like a specific repo maintainer list. Yeah, so that's like, I think that's like overall, like all, sorry, I'm responding to Scott's comment. Like, I think that's everyone, but I just need like Helm dev. Like it has to be from that specific repo because that's, yeah. And so I don't know, like our documentation, I guess I'll propose a change in the documentation. Like the documentation specifically says private maintainer list, but we don't have that for every like project repo. Yeah. And then, yeah, and then the next like follow-up discussion point was just that they also nominated themselves to become a Helm org maintainer. So I'm just not sure like how we can follow up. I don't know how discussions at that level should look like because I'm not a Helm org maintainer. So if that's something someone wants to look at, that would be helpful. I kind of just at least want to give them some response.
Yeah, so following the link you posted, thank you. Core maintainer, self-nomination. I don't know if that's meant for project or for, no, it's for the Helm repo, And that was in June. There was no answer.
Wait, where was this at?
It's on a mailing
If
list.
you
I think it's
follow the link in the notes. I hadn't seen it.
yeah, I think we missed both of his self-nominations for like Helm WW and Helm org.
Did you find
repo.
the, sorry, Karen, did you find the link, Matt, or should I paste it in the chat?
Okay, so a core maintainer, not an org maintainer.
Yeah, so for Helm, the Helm repo only.
Okay. Yeah,
But that was in
somebody needs-
June.
Yeah, and I think I'd even missed this altogether. Wow, I totally missed this. Somebody needs to pick this up and run with it. I'm not going to be able to over the next month, but if somebody wants to start organizing folks around it, that would be good.
Would this
We
just
can
be
talk,
the same?
we can talk. Go
Oh,
ahead,
go ahead.
Karen.
I was just going to ask, is this like the same process as it would be for Helm WW? Because I looked into that, so I could do both if it's the same process. I just
Yeah, what we probably need is somebody to evaluate their work, their reviewer. Can they be a core maintainer? What do they know? What have they contributed? Would they be a good maintainer? And then we need to essentially on the mailing list, and there is a mailing list just for the core maintainers, ping them and say, hey, opening a vote for this. And we need to get a super majority of the existing core maintainers in order for this to go forward.
I thought it was unmuted. Sorry about that. Here's the relevant section from governance. That doesn't need to be updated. I believe that this note about nomination will happen on the public Helm mailing list, voting will happen in the private maintainer list. That's really for Helm core only. So for individual projects, that just needs to be decided by, like what Matt said, the the super majority of maintainers in that one file on that one repo.
So if I
think
understand
that's my
correctly,
understanding.
there's we have two things here. Karen, you were going for Helm www,
Mhm.
and then there's this email we all missed about, the main project. So I don't know what the process is for the www. I'm not a maintainer.
Well, the line that Scott just posted in the chat, like I think that is in like that's what is specifically dictated for, I think, like any project maintainer nomination.
We could specify this, but this really means for Helm core.
Yeah, okay, which makes sense. But it was just
Yeah.
like it is actually like explicitly stated under project maintainers
Good point.
too. Yeah, okay, I'll make updates.
And by the way, I think this was created back when the teams that we had all had their own individual mailing lists. So the charge team has a mailing list, the core team has a mailing list. Not every team does now because the number of teams has expanded. But when this was originally written, everybody had their own mailing list that this vote could be tracked on.
Good point.
So is there someone who can pick up following up on the core maintainer vote?
I can over the next month. Yeah. I think if I'm understanding correctly, it's really just sending the email to the private mailing list and gathering votes.
Yeah, make sure you look up his work first and link off to it and describe it, because a number of the folks won't have enough information to be able to assess for themselves. So make it easy for anybody to assess. Point them in the right direction, because otherwise you're going to have trouble getting votes because somebody would have to go look it up.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
I can anecdotally say I have seen this user doing a lot of good reviews and making good PRs in different spots as I've been trying to review PRs. So I know I don't have a vote, but just putting that out there for folks.
Cool. That's helpful. Cool. All right. I think we can wrap up this discussion point. Next we have porridge. I'm not sure who that is. Are they on the call?
That's me.
Oh,
Hi.
great. Okay. Can I hand it over to you then?
Sure. So I was debugging a failure in Helm operator from the operator SDK, and this deficiency, which is described in this PR, made it a bit more difficult to figure out what the root cause is, because how deletion is done in parallel and the logging statements from which describe which resource is being deleted not necessarily come right before the message about the error about deletion. So my PR is basically trying to fix that. I would love it if somebody could review and or merge this. So the message is for,
yeah, we'll have to
maybe,
review out of band. We won't review here.
Sure.
I just approved it to run in CI. I can try and take a minute and take a look at this and see what we can do.
Great. There's more than one way to skin a cat, so let me know if you would like to done it in a different way. I'm happy to.
Yeah, definitely.
Should excuse me, should we have a label for PRs that haven't even had their tests approved? Because I know this happens.
I personally think my impression is that if the test haven't been approved, it's probably that we haven't even looked at. Although I don't know if the triage maintainers launched the test. Can you? Oh, okay, then you have a valid point, Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, really? You can't?
No. I tried.
Oh,
I get the button in
Sounds
the the Android app, but no, it doesn't work, and then there's no way to do it in the browser.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. That then maintainers can look for the label and then click, 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 click.
I just want to make things easier for the maintainers.
That's a very good point.
I think we should fix that somehow. Because, you know, like that's one of the things that triage maintainers should be able to do for sure.
Who can fix that?
Yeah, I was just wondering, I haven't actually looked at how that's done.
I don't know if the GitHub has the granularity for that, and then I think if it does, it would be an org maintainer or not sure.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And if it does, it would be an org maintainer who has to do this, I think.
Yeah, I can look at it. You can assign that to me. I know you're busy with stuff too, Matt, right now.
Hey Scott, is this like a wait? Do you think hippie hacker? Like, should we mention that now? I don't even know how to talk about this.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
good. Actually, yes, we should mention that. But I can look, but for this particular thing, I can definitely look it up because, you know, GitHub does have granular permissions now, specifically called triage, you know, so I think that's what we do. That's what we give the triage maintainers. So we can just make sure that, I don't know, that they're able to do that. If they can, I guess, I don't know, we'll take a look and see. But yes, Karen, do you want to describe that, or do you want me to describe it?
Can you describe it? I don't quite like know what you're trying to help with.
Yeah, absolutely. So Ariel Jatib, who you might some of you might know, who has run different. Wait, is that the one you're talking about, Karen? About the hippie? Yeah, mentioned. Sorry, he runs various Kubernetes meetups and has for a long time. He and several other folks have done that in different cities. Karen and I are going to help organize the NYC Kubernetes meetup. And that's cool, relevant here only because Ariel's involved in other projects, and in that context asked, hey, you know, since Karen and Scott, since you all are part of the Helm team, right? Could you use some help with automation for Helm stuff? And the reason for this is that there's some stuff going on in CNCF by someone named Hippie, and I have not met them yet, so I don't know them.
Hippie hacker, yeah.
Real nice
guy.
Hippie hacker. Okay, yeah, I actually haven't met them yet. So, but in any case, someone else, other people here might know. But what Ariel was saying is that Hippie's working on some standardization for CI and other things like that across CNCF projects. Essentially having a standard shared thing. It's kind of similar to what was happening with Prow, with Kubernetes, but updated and for things that can help all CNCF projects. So the question was, hey, would you all like to have a conversation with Hippie about this? And I was just like, absolutely. So beyond that, I don't really know, but I think once we have a conversation, and if anyone else would like to join that, let me and Karen know. But then we'll get more info, and then we can present that to other people on the team and see if any of what he's proposing will help.
Yeah, I guess if anyone has any suggestions on things we want to start with, that would be helpful. Yeah, like if there are any obvious pain points that we need help with in terms of automation.
Yeah.
And like
one obvious thing. Oh, I'm so sorry, Karen.
Oh, real quick, like I just want to get an understanding like who the stakeholders here would be as well. And if we need to go to anyone for approval or anything.
I really think it would be the org maintainers. If it's something that is organization wide, at least that's what I understand from governance, but that most decisions for other teams don't need to go through the Helm core maintainers or org maintainers. They can be done on a per repo basis by those teams.
Yeah, it's going to depend a little bit on what we want to even have done. The one thing that I know we wanted to do was move off of Circle CI to GitHub Actions.
Yes.
And some of this stuff. And it would be nice to have some of the other signing characteristics that you can have there, such as with cosign that you can get with Go Releaser. And there's just a number of other things that would be nice from a security standpoint, while still also maintaining everything we currently have, right? We have PGP signatures, we have the SHAs, we have all of that, which still needs to be maintained coming out the other side of it. But we did want to move off. We just haven't had an opportunity to. Nobody's wanted to jump on that yet.
I do. This is Andy. I definitely want to jump on that. So
okay,
so if you want to assign that to me, and then Matt, you and I can do an aside and talk more about what that would look like.
Yeah, that sounds great. Are you saying that you don't basically, are you saying for now, for this item, and Andy, are you saying that you want to join that chat with Hippie? Or are you saying you don't want to have anything to do with that? I'm kind of thinking that's not what you mean.
No, for some reason I can't see what you're presenting. I can just see you. So
I'm not presenting anything.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I don't have the agenda in front of me, so I can't see what it entails. I'll sync up with you afterwards, and we can just clarify.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, it's mainly just Matt was saying that like that was the first thing in my mind was moving off the Circle CI. So yeah, maybe we can connect all together and see who can do what.
Perfect.
Well, any last minute discussion items anyone wants to add? Otherwise, I think we're good. Okay, I'm gonna give that a few minutes, but in the meantime, yeah, can we figure out assignments for the next call? We need someone for moderator notes and then PR review.
I'm yeah. I can say I can imagine other people are in a similar situation to me, as I'm working on 4 talks, including 1 workshop for KubeCon. So I'm a little so I'm a little hesitant to volunteer for I'm even thinking I want the option to perhaps skip a Helm meeting if I need to do that.
I won't be here next week, so
Yeah.
I'm not planning on being here. So otherwise I would.
Right.
It's going to be hard for me as well.
I'm glad you're all here this week. Okay, no worries. I will pick up moderator for next week. And yeah, okay.
I don't want to set a precedent, but we have the option of skipping a meeting if we feel like there's not enough value, but I leave it up to the people present and other maintainers.
Well, I feel like we're only going to get more busy before you go. Like
yeah, so
like the
precedent,
following Thursday,
yeah,
it's going to be probably even busier. Yeah. All right. Okay. Well,
That's
let's
fair.
just plan on having next meeting.
I'm planning on being here for next week's meeting, so I can help.
Great. Okay, because today is the 22nd. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay, 4 weeks before KubeCon. Okay. Cool. Just last reminder for me, like if you're available to help out at the Helm booth, please sign up for shifts. Okay. See everyone.
Just shout out to Matt. He wasn't here when we mentioned the release. Thank you for doing it, Matt. As always, it's appreciated.
Oh yeah. Oh, shout outs. Can I shout out to Andy? Andy S in this case. Thanks for hopping on the joining the Helm pull request review mission. And there are several other people who have been doing that, so that's awesome. I just wanted to note that I'll follow up with you, Andy, about your review is great. I wanted to, before giving that approval, I wanted at least one maintainer to just to run it locally and make sure that it all works. And I had been planning to do that, I just haven't yet. So, but we will. Please be energized and not demotivated because that hasn't been approved yet.
All right. Well, thanks. And I will try to keep reviewing as I find time. And also thank you for merging the HIP for the release object metadata. Super excited to pick that PR back up and make sure we get that feature in. So thanks, y'all.
Great. Also, thank you, Joe, for doing issue triage again. It's a consistent thing you've been doing, so shout out to you. All right, I will see whoever is available next Thursday. Thanks, everyone. Bye.